Food Freedom, the Final Frontier, as we are reading and proceeding, blessings and greetings. So today we start on the chapter called the love frequency. Say that again, the love frequency. It begins with a quote from Jasmuheen that says, "Pranic people, we eat all the time, just differently." It's true, we are constantly consuming, though not always in the ways we traditionally think of. Right now, you are consuming this book, for instance. It is feeding your mind, nourishing your thoughts, providing food for contemplation. That is the thing. Everything in life can be a form of sustenance. Ideas, interactions, experiences, even the emotions we exchange with others, all fuel us in different ways. As I sit here writing and pouring these thoughts onto the page, this act of creation is itself something I am eating. I am filling up on the energy of creativity, which sustains me in ways that food cannot. You might feel this in your own life too. Think of times when you've been so absorbed in an activity that hours passed by without you noticing. Maybe it was a conversation with a friend, a piece of art you were working on, or a new skill you were learning. Whatever it was, it fed you, didn't it? You were immersed in the moment, and in a way, it was like a meal for the soul. On the flip side, there are situations where we might feel drained. Have you ever been around people or done certain activities that seem to sap your energy rather than nourish it? Some call this energy vampirism, and it's real. You can feel it when you're stuck in traffic every day, heading to a job that does not excite you, or when you're in a company of people who only take and never give. Every day, we exchange energy with the world around us, but not all energy exchanges are equal. Some fill us, while others leave us feeling empty. I recall a moment in a grocery store that stuck with me for years. I was in line, and I briefly made eye contact with the cashier. The lady was a bit more seasoned in life than me, perhaps in her 60s or even 70s, and she looked tired. Beyond physically tired, more like soul tired. She gave me this knowing look, one that said, "I've been here too long." As I got to the front of the line, she looked at me dead in the eye and said, "Do whatever you have to do to not end up like this." I remember the heaviness in her words. She called it a slow death. I'll never forget that. What she was describing wasn't just physical exhaustion. It was the emotional and spiritual hunger that comes from living a life that is out of sync with our true nature. It is the kind of hunger that creeps in when you spend your days doing things that do not align with who you really are. And that emotional hunger can often lead to physical hunger. Have you noticed how when you are stressed or unhappy, you might eat more or crave comfort food? That is no coincidence. We turn to food because on some level, we're trying to fill a void. But when you start living closer to your true nature, something shifts. When you spend time in nature, simplify your life, and surround yourself with uplifting people, you start to feel full in a different way. There's a noticeable lightness in your being. It is like your energy becomes clearer and the gnawing feeling of hunger fizzles away, either emotionally or physically. You are less likely to reach for food to fill that void because there is no void. You are filled up by the energy around you, by the activities that bring you joy, by the peace of simply being in alignment with yourself. I've noticed this in my own life. When I'm living in alignment with my purpose, there's this fire within me. I feel alive, energized, and connected. In those moments, I don't feel the need to eat in the traditional sense. The energy is already there. It is like being in love. Have you ever been so in love that food just seems less important? You were so full of that emotional energy that the thought of eating felt almost unnecessary. Let's talk about love for a moment. When it comes to nourishing ourselves, love should absolutely be on the menu. It is one of the most powerful sources of energy we have. When you are filled with love, whether it's the love for another person, love for what you are doing, or just love for life itself, it energizes you on a deep cellular level. But here's the key. You have to believe that love can nourish you. If you are still in disbelief about it, you may block yourself from receiving that energy, and it is all about consciousness. If you believe that you need food, meat, protein, carbs, to keep going, your body will respond to that belief. But if you start to believe that energy can come from other sources, like love, like the sun, or even deep conversation, your body will adapt to that belief too. Humanity is slowly starting to wake up to this idea. We have collectively moved from believing that only meat and animal products could sustain us to understanding the power of fruits and vegetables. But we can go even further. What if we started to see the sun as a source of energy, or our relationships? What if we understood that a heartfelt conversation with a loved one could fill us up just as much, if not more, than a meal? There are different types of food, and I'm not just talking about what's on your plate. We can be fed by things we have never considered before, by nature, by energy, by connection, by source. When we open ourselves up to these possibilities, our collective consciousness can ascend to new heights. Love, in particular, is a high-frequency energy. When love is in the room, you can feel it. It resonates through everything, changing the very atmosphere around you. Love is a creative force, the foundation of all creation. Without it, nothing is born, nothing grows, nothing thrives. That is why when two people come together in love, it has the potential to create life, literally and figuratively. In the same way, when you live in alignment with love, you create a life that nourishes you on every level. Although, here's something important to remember. When there's no love and you are not eating, that's when you feel true starvation. It is beyond just the absence of food. It is about the absence of connection, of energy, of purpose. Fear and lack of nourishment together create starvation. But love fills that void. When you're in love with life, with yourself, with your purpose, you need much less from the outside world because you are already filled up. So how do we get to this place of love? How do we program ourselves to feel more of it? Just like we've been programmed to rely on food or to feel anger or to live in fear, we can reprogram ourselves to feel love. It starts with the subconscious mind. The subconscious is constantly recording, constantly shaping our reality based upon what it absorbs. But how do we access it? How do we bypass the guard at the gate that is our conscious mind? This is where meditation comes in. It is why affirmations are so powerful. We typically live most of our daily lives in the beta brainwave state. Our subconscious mind runs a large percentage of our actions, although we have very little conscious control over it. On the other hand, when you enter an alpha or theta brainwave, through meditation, your subconscious mind is wide open, ready to receive new information. Affirmations like, I am light, I am love, I am abundant, sink deep into your subconscious and begin to shape your reality. I remember some affirmations I used to use, and I've probably said them before, that I benefit by being breatharian. I'm a powerful pranic being. My inner light grows and it shows. My inner light grows and it shows. Sleeping less feels natural to me. I can go days without eating food. The more that I breathe, the less I need. It feels so good to be nourished by energy. The more I fast, the more I last. I choose to fast. I choose a life of longevity. I'm prepared to reap the many benefits of fasting. I am happy with my decision to fast. I'm achieving the goals I set for myself by fasting. Fasting helps me feel more of myself. There were so many affirmations I started to use over and over and over again, and it started to reprogram my mind. I'm purging my body of toxins while fasting. I'm proud of my progress today that I make while fasting. Fasting helps me feel better. All of this stuff, like today I will complete another fast, all this stuff, but it was reprogramming my mind to understand that I wasn't being depleted, that I wasn't feeling defeated, that I had all that I needed, right? So, yeah, affirmations are powerful, very powerful. I am light and I am love, that's a good one. They sink deep into your subconscious and begin to shape your reality. Over time, you start to believe it. Your body starts to embody it. And I learned this from Jasmine Heen's work, particularly her book, The Food of Gods, where she talks about brainwave frequencies and the divine one within. Her teachings, combined with her affirmation tracks, nourished my subconscious mind, helping me to see that I could be fed by prana, by source, and by love. What's going on, Coda? You all right? Changing the collective perspective. It begins with a quote from Victor Hugo. Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. They say that as human beings... What's up, girl? They say that as human beings, we are destined to create our reality. And yes, we know that we are inherently creative beings, born with the ability to shape the world around us. Every day, it becomes more apparent that we are all creators, each of us contributing to the collective. But here's where the story deepens. We are not just individual creators living in our own bubbles. We are, in truth, co-creators. And this co-creation isn't just with the universe or a higher power, it is with each other. The more we come together in agreement, the more our collective consensus can shift the world in profound ways. Consider this. There was a time in history when we as a society believed eating animals was necessary, even beneficial. It was a collective belief that shaped the way we lived, ate, and interact with the natural world. Fast forward to today. Today, many of us have collectively shifted that narrative. Many of us now agree, for the most part, that veggies and plant-based diets are healthier and more sustainable. This change in consciousness did not happen overnight. It took a shared agreement, a shift in the collective perspective. In much the same way, we have the power to shift again. Just as we have moved towards a plant-conscious lifestyle, we can create a reality where living on vibrations, on prana, and light is not only accepted, but celebrated. Imagine that. A world where the idea of nourishment goes beyond the physical and becomes more about energetic sustenance, where the sun, where love and light frequencies become just as essential to life as fruits and vegetables. This future isn't as far-fetched as it seems. With continued agreement and consensus, we are shaping a reality where pranic living is reaching further than individual practices and more so to a global shift in consciousness. This is the power of collective agreement. Conscious people coming together can elevate and reshape reality. It is through the willful agreement of those who are awake and aware that we can pull the unconscious into a new reality. And whether you realize it or not, you are part of this process. Right now, as you're hearing these words, you are contributing to the evolution of human consciousness. You are actively participating in the shift, adding your energy and your intention to the collective. Every thought, every idea you engage with is contributing to this new world we are co-creating. Because here's the truth. Thoughts are real. We may not see them on the visible light spectrum, like physical objects, but they do carry weight and energy. Your thoughts, as you read and engage and listen to this book, are rippling out into the collective consciousness. You are a pioneer, one of the many who are leading humanity into its next chapter. Together, we are writing a new story, a story of pranic living, food freedom, and ascension. A story where humanity becomes lighter, healthier, and more in tune with the natural rhythms of the planet. It is important to face the fact that suffering still exists in the world, and in order to move beyond it, we have to start thinking new thoughts. It is the only way to reach new heights, to uncover possibilities we did not even know were within reach. And while the road may seem daunting at times, know this: you are never alone in this process. You are an essential part of this journey. Your thoughts, your energy, and your commitment to this vision are needed now more than ever, as humanity stands at the precipice of a great evolution. The time for ascension is not some distant dream. It is happening now, and we are ready. So let us imagine a new world together, one shift in perspective at a time. What will it look like? How will we live? What will life consist of in this new era? Envision the prosperity, the peace, and the lightness of being that will define our existence. Keep imagining, because with every thought, with every vision, you are helping to create it. You are affecting the world with your imagination, even if you don't see it yet. So don't stop. Keep believing in a better, brighter future. Keep nurturing the flame of possibility within you, the one that whispers, all things are possible. Because we need you. Your belief, your vision, and your energy are integral to the world we are collectively manifesting. Crystalline consciousness. We begin with a quote from Eckhart Tolle. You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while. Eckhart Tolle. I once heard a talk given by Michaela Sheldon, an intuitive channeler who speaks on all kinds of fascinating topics. One particular talk she gave was about something she called crystalline energy. I remember being captivated by her presence as she sat on stage in front of an audience, channeling intriguing information that felt deeply resonant She spoke of the changes on the horizon for humanity, changes that will drastically affect our physical bodies in the years to come. What stood out to me was her belief that the physical body, as it is now, can no longer hold the dense information that has accumulated within the food we eat, the water we drink, and even the planetary structure itself. This density, she said, is reflected in the rising levels of disease we see today, a direct manifestation of the discordant patterns in our energy fields. These patterns, she explained, block our access to our highest potential of physical health. According to Michela, many people are beginning to undergo a process of detoxifying their bodies, both physically and energetically. They are starting to implement more crystalline source energy, a term she used to describe what we commonly know as prana, the life force energy that sustains all living things. However, she made an important point. To fully access this crystalline energy, we must first be willing to filter through and release our old belief systems and imprints. Humans have long believed that their existence is solely reliant on the physical world. We think our time-space reality is a dense, material experience, and for generations, we have been taught that we need physical nourishment to sustain our physical bodies. This belief is so deeply ingrained that many find it difficult to even entertain the idea that something as ethereal as prana, or crystalline energy, could sustain them just as well, if not better. But the world is changing, Michela said. The more we override these discordant patterns in our minds and bodies and reprogram ourselves towards higher consciousness, the more we will be able to access this crystalline energy as a form of nourishment. She described it as a gradual process and one that is gaining momentum as the earth itself undergoes shifts in its atmospheric state. What is fascinating is that Michela believed the prana we are used to is also evolving. As the Earth's energy grid shifts into a more multidimensional, crystalline structure, so too will the prana that nourishes us. The connection between our internal and external structures, the body and the earth, is becoming more unified, more collective. And collective energy, she said, operates on an entirely different frequency than individual energy. This shift will allow more humans to tap into prana as a primary source of nourishment. And our physical bodies will naturally respond to this new vibrational material. In essence, Michela envisioned a future where our bodies would become more attuned to crystalline energy, leading us towards a path of greater health, longevity, harmony with the planet. She explained that as the Earth's consciousness changes, our physical bodies will harmonize with these changes, making it easier for us to live longer, healthier lives. This is possible, she believes, because we are moving towards an existence fueled by light. In fact, she said light equals light. What does this mean? If we are dense physical beings attempting to direct our existence through dense physical materials, there is a mismatch in vibration. But if we become beings of light, consciousness itself, then we can direct our physical bodies and the material world around us with ease, through instantaneous manifestation. It was an uplifting vision of humanity's future, filled with hope for a more vibrant existence. As I reflect on her words, I cannot help but wonder, what does this trigger in you? As you listen to this, do you feel something stirring within you, lighting up areas of your body and mind? Is there a part of you that believes this could be true? That we are indeed transitioning into a golden age? Can you imagine a world where we live more in harmony with the universe and thriving in ways we have never thought possible? This future isn't some distant dream. It is unfolding now, this very moment, as we shift our beliefs, detox our bodies, and align ourselves with crystalline consciousness. We are actively co-creating this new reality. And once again, you are contributing to this magnificent transformation. The secrets of Nirahara Samyama. We begin with a quote from Sri Aurobindo. As there is an instance in the being to make up for energy spent, if you do not gather it from food, you make automatically an effort to draw it from the universal vital energy, which is free around you. And if you can assimilate that energy, then there is no limit to your energy. Sri Aurobindo. During my research of food freedom, I came across something called Nirahara Samyama. It is a process created by a spiritual teacher, Paramahansa Nityananda, and was designed to help individuals reduce or even eliminate their dependence on solid food. The word Nirahara in Sanskrit literally means without food, and Samyama refers to deep meditative discipline or intense practice. At its core, this isn't just about fasting or going without food. It is about fundamentally altering how the body views nourishment. But how does one go about this? What is the process like? Nirahara Samyama unfolds over a series of phases, each one challenging the body and mind to rely less on solid food and more on pranic energy. It is important to remember that this is deeper than just skipping meals. It is a spiritual journey designed to unlock deeper awareness and self-mastery. The first level, 2 days, this is where it all begins. A 2-day introduction to the process. At this stage, participants are required to abstain from solid food, consuming only water. But here's the key. It is not just a physical fast. Participants are guided through meditations and breathing techniques, such as pranayama, that help align their bodies with pranic energy. It is like flipping a switch, starting the body's shift from being dependent on food to absorbing energy from other sources. The second level, 7 days. After completing the first level, the real challenge begins. In this 7-day period, participants continue their liquid-only diet, focusing on consuming water and perhaps herbal teas. Throughout this phase, more intense meditative practices are introduced, helping the body continue to adjust and cleanse itself. The purpose here is to deepen the connection with prana, to train the body and mind to tap into the ever-present energy in the air we breathe, the sun, and even the space around us. The third level, 21 days, now is the final test, a 21-day fast where participants still only consume liquids. The practices during this phase are meant to fully integrate the ability to live off prana. By the end of this level, the idea is that the body has undergone a total transformation, becoming adept at using prana as the primary source of energy. It is the same as the switch I felt in my body after my first pranic process. Everything just clicked, and I knew that I was the same person, yet somehow different. Each phase builds on the one before it, progressively shifting the body's energy systems. But what is most fascinating is the spiritual aspect that underpins the whole process. Nirahara Samyama is really about mastering the mind, purifying the body, and awakening to higher spiritual truths. When you are able to transcend hunger, something so primal and deeply ingrained, it is believed that you also shed other limitations and attachments, leading to a more expansive and liberated way of being. Many people report that the process not only helps them feel lighter physically, but also mentally and emotionally. Some even say that their energy levels increase and they become more productive and focused, despite not consuming food. By stepping away from the cycle, even temporarily, you create space for deeper self-reflection, meditation, and personal growth. Nirahara Samyama taps into ancient yogic traditions. In yogic culture, fasting is often seen as a way to purify the body and mind, allowing for spiritual elevation. There are also stories of yogis and sages who have lived for years without food, relying on prana alone. What's remarkable is that these stories are not unique to one culture. Across history and geography, there are tales of individuals who have lived without food for extended periods, whether it is monks in the East or mystics in the West. Nirahara Samyama in a sense, builds on this ancient wisdom, offering a structured approach for modern seekers to explore the possibility of living on prana. It is important to realize and recognize that this journey is not something that everyone will feel called to do. It requires a deep level of discipline, faith, and dedication, and it is certainly not for those who are simply looking for a way to lose weight or cut back on meals. Breatharianism is for those who are on a spiritual path and feel drawn to explore human potential. It invites us to explore the deeper layers of our existence. Don't panic. Be pranic. We begin with a quote by Kirby de Lanaro. What happens if it's real? What happens if it is possible that humanity can face and take on a new consciousness? That we can reduce consumerism to such an extent. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, consumerism is the emotional deficit of a community. Now what happens if I tell you that I really believe that we are so resilient and the human spirit is so resilient? Guys, we need to evolve, right? We are so resilient that there will be whole communities in the future who will be cutting down consumerism and harnessing energy from just metanoia, thoughts, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. Kirby de Lanaro. Imagine this. The world is in chaos. There's a serious food shortage. Grocery store shelves are empty. People are panicking and scrambling to stock up on whatever they find. It is a scary thought, right? But what if there was a way to move through such a crisis without fear, without worry, and without needing to rely on physical food at all? That is where breatharians and practitioners of pranic living have a unique advantage, and they could even be a beacon of hope in times of crisis. One of the biggest reasons people panic during a food shortage is simple: fear of hunger. Most of us are deeply conditioned to believe we need 3 meals a day to survive. But most, or those who live in a more pranic way, have trained our bodies to need little or no food at all. Many of us go for extended periods of time without eating, relying on meditation, breathwork, and energy cultivation to sustain ourselves. So while the rest of the world might be in a frenzy, trying to hoard food, pranic people would most likely be pretty chill about it. Here are a few examples. Number 1, no dependence on food. While everyone else is standing in long lines or stressing about how to stretch their food supply, breatharians wouldn't be worried. They've spent years developing a body that is not reliant on physical food, so even as in a severe shortage, you are able to carry on without much concern. No need to stock up or panic because your survival doesn't depend on food the way it does for others. 2, mental clarity in a crisis. When you're hungry, what some call hangry, it is hard to think straight. Many people get irritable, anxious, and stressed when they miss a meal. Pranic people, however, are conditioned to stay clear and focused, even without food. That sense of calm can make them natural leaders in times of crisis, helping others stay grounded while everyone else is losing their heads. 3rd, less impact on the environment. Let's face it, food production puts a huge strain on the environment. Breatharians, by not eating, naturally have a smaller footprint. In a world where sources and resources are already being stretched thin, their way of living becomes an eco-friendly model. Imagine if more people were able to live with less dependence on food. It could take a significant load off the planet's resources, especially in times of shortage. 4, more impact on the collective calm. A food crisis often triggers mass panic. People start hoarding and fighting for supplies, making the situation worse. Breatharians wouldn't be part of this panic. Their mindset, based on self-reliance and trust in your body's ability to adapt into energy sources beyond food, keeps you calm. And when others see someone calm in the face of chaos, it helps to ease the collective fear. Now, even if you are not yet on the food freedom path or in a food shortage crisis, there is still a lot you can learn from pranic living, especially as a way to raise the vibration of the collective frequency. Here are a few principles that could help the world shift from scarce to sustainable to maybe even regenerative if enough people shifted over time. A more sustainable approach. Think about how much food we waste every day. Now imagine if more people begin to embrace fasting, intermittent fasting, or simply eating less. Not only would this reduce waste, but it could also help ease the burden on global food supplies. In times of crisis, learning to rely less on food could mean more available resources for those who need it most, especially those who are still in the paradigm and perception of starvation. 2, developing resilience and discipline. Practitioners of pranic living are not just surviving without food, they are thriving. Fasting and meditation build mental and physical strength. Even if you are not living completely food-free, incorporating fasting into your life can make you more resilient during tough times. The discipline you develop through fasting can prepare you to handle emergencies with more grace and less panic. A shift in consciousness. At its core, food freedom is about tapping into a higher state of consciousness. When people start focusing less on their next meal and more on the energy they absorb from the world around them, whether it is through nature, breathwork, or spiritual practices, it leads to a mindset shift. This shift could encourage more cooperation, sharing, and compassion during crisis, rather than competition and fear. Sharing resources. One of the biggest challenges in any crisis is inequality. Many have more than they need, while others go without. If more people embrace the idea of needing less, especially when it comes to food, there would be more resources to go around. Breatharians, in particular, don't need the same amount of physical sustenance, so food that would have gone to them can instead be redistributed to people who are struggling to get by. It is a simple but powerful way to contribute to the greater good during hard times. The pranic lifestyle might sound extreme to some, but its principles offer profound insights into how we can live more sustainably and resiliently, especially in a world that feels increasingly uncertain. It is a reminder that when we reduce our overall dependence, we free up not just food resources, but mental, emotional, and spiritual energy as well. In a food crisis, Breatharians would be the calm in the storm, the ones moving through it without fear, without hunger, and without panic. In the bigger picture, if more of us embraced just a little bit of the pranic mindset, we could navigate any crisis with more confidence, clarity, and compassion. Imagine a future where scarcity is redefined and sustainability is embraced on all levels for individuals, the planet, and the collective consciousness. The alignment of apparel. Don't change to fit the fashion. Change the fashion to fit you. Author unknown. Have you ever noticed how what you wear can completely change how you feel? Some outfits make you feel light and free, while others might feel restrictive or heavy. For those on a spiritual journey, whether you are food-free, practicing pranic living, or simply more conscious of your energy, what you wear goes beyond fashion. It can have a real impact on your energy, your connection to the environment, and even your sense of well-being. Let's explore how various types of clothing can support your spiritual practice, as well as how the colors you choose to wear can subtly affect your mood and energy. As someone practicing Breatharianism or pranic living, you're already deeply tuned into the flow of energy around you. You are aware of how your body absorbs energy from the sun, the air, and the universe itself. Wearing breathable, flowing clothing is an easy way to enhance that energetic flow. Supporting energy circulation. Tight, restrictive clothing can block or constrict energy channels in your body. Breathable fabrics like cotton, linen, and bamboo allow your body to breathe and your energy to move more freely. When the clothes you wear are less restricting, they can allow for more movement and circulation, leaving you feeling more in harmony with your body and the world around you. Comfort during meditation and energy practice. Whether you're meditating, doing breath work, or engaging in practices like Qigong, wearing comfortable, loose clothing makes a huge difference. You can start to feel more relaxed and open instead of bound up in tight fabrics. When your clothing flows with your movements, you can focus more on the energy work you are doing without distractions from discomfort. It is like creating a supportive environment for your spiritual practice. Alignment with nature. Many breatharians and pranic practitioners value a deep connection with nature. Wearing natural, breathable fabrics helps to reinforce this connection. I observed this with Elitam El-Amin the first time I met him at a retreat. It is also why I enjoy wearing a kurta, which is a loose collarless shirt commonly worn by people in India. Synthetic fabrics, while convenient, can trap heat, moisture, and even static energy, which might interfere with your natural energetic flow. On the other hand, clothing made from natural materials like cotton or linen allows your skin to breathe, keeping your body temperature regulated and supporting a sense of alignment with the earth. Symbolic freedom. Flowing clothing not only feels good on a practical level, but also carries symbolic meaning. Just as you're learning to free yourself from the physical need of food, flowing garments can represent spiritual freedom, reminding you to let go of restrictions, both physical and mental. Think about the airbenders in the Avatar series and how each character wears these garments representing their unique messages. The clothes you wear can become a daily expression of your choice to live more lightly, freely, and in tune with the energy around you. Let's talk about the colors you wear. You might not realize it, but color has a powerful impact on your energy and mood. For spiritually inclined people, choosing the right colors can enhance your practice, balance your energy, and even uplift your spirit. Here's a breakdown of how different colors can affect your energy. White, purity, and clarity. White is often seen as the color of purity, peace, and spiritual clarity. When you wear white, you are more likely to feel clean, fresh, and open to receiving higher vibrational energy. This is the color I most commonly wore during my 2-month trek through Italy. I was walking across the country from campground to campground with only a straw hat and a white kurta. I felt so free and liberated. Many spiritual practitioners wear white to symbolize a pure connection to the divine and to help maintain a sense of inner peace. It can also reflect light and amplify your energetic field. Blue, calmness and communication. Right now I have on blue blue undergarments, harem pants. I'm wearing blue harem pants right now. Blue is the color of calm and clear communication. It is often associated with the throat chakra, which governs self-expression and truth. Wearing shades of blue can help you feel more grounded and serene, especially if you are looking to express your inner truths or communicate more clearly with others. This is a color I enjoy wearing as well. You'll notice me making speeches and delivering content while wearing blue. Lighter blues can bring a soft, soothing energy, while deeper blues add a sense of depth and wisdom. Many of my book covers are blue as well for this reason. Green, healing and connection to nature. Green is the color of growth, renewal, and healing. It is tied to the heart chakra, which represents love, compassion, and empathy. Wearing green can help you feel more connected to nature, which is perfect for anyone practicing pranic living and drawing energy from the environment. It also promotes a sense of balance and harmony, both within yourself and with the world around you. Yellow, joy and vitality. Yellow is all about happiness, optimism, and vitality. If you are looking to boost your energy or uplift your mood, wearing yellow can be a great way to do it. Yellow is also linked to the solar plexus chakra, which governs personal power and confidence. Wearing yellow can remind you of your inner strength and help you radiate positivity to those around you. Red, grounding and passion. Red is the color of energy, strength, and passion. It is associated with the root chakra, which is all about feeling grounded and secure. If you are feeling disconnected or need a boost of physical energy, wearing red can help you reconnect with your body and feel more rooted in the present moment. However, too much red can be overstimulating, so it's a good color to wear in moderation, depending on how you're feeling. Purple, spirituality and intuition. Purple is often seen as a color of spirituality, intuition, and higher consciousness. It is linked to the crown chakra, which governs our connection to the universe and our higher selves. Wearing purple can enhance your spiritual awareness, helping you feel more in tune with your intuition and your connection to the divine. It is a great color for meditation or any spiritual practice. Black, protection and mystery. Black is often misunderstood as a negative color, but it can be incredibly powerful. It is a color of protection, grounding, and mystery. Wearing black can help you feel more shielded from external energies, which is helpful if you're in a space with a lot of chaotic or heavy vibes. It is a color that encourages introspection, so it is great for deep meditative practices or times when you're working on inner transformation. Out of all the colors, this is the one probably that I wear the most often. Orange, creativity and enthusiasm. Orange is vibrant, energizing, and encourages creativity. It is linked to the sacral chakra, which governs our creative energy and emotions. Wearing orange can help you tap into your creative flow, whether you're writing, creating art, or simply expressing yourself in new ways. It also brings a sense of warmth and enthusiasm, making it a great color to wear when you need a little boost of inspiration. Fun fact, orange is actually my favorite color, but I almost never wear it. When you combine breathable clothing with intentional color choices, you are not just dressing for comfort, you are dressing for your spiritual well-being. Imagine wearing a soft white cotton outfit during your morning meditation, feeling the openness of your clothing and the purity of all the color, all while absorbing the morning sunlight. Or perhaps you wear a green garb during your Qigong practice, deepening your connection to nature as you move with ease and grace. By consciously choosing clothing that supports both your body and your energy, you are aligning your outer self with your inner self. You are creating harmony between what you wear and how you feel, which ultimately supports your spiritual growth. For Breatharians and practitioners of pranic living, clothing is more than just something to wear. It is an extension of your practice. It helps to maintain the natural flow of energy in and around your body. While the colors you choose can uplift your mood, enhance your energy, and deepen your connection to yourself and the universe. So the next time you are getting dressed, take a moment to consider how your clothes feel and how their colors affect you. By making these small intentional choices, you can support your spiritual journey in a powerful and tangible way. And I think we'll go ahead and rest right there. We'll go ahead and give it a breath right there. Thank you so much. Much love, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for glistening. These have just been a few more readings as we've been proceeding from the book Food Freedom, The Final Frontier. And you can check out this book on Amazon. It's available for you. And there's also a website for all things Breatharianism, all things pranic living, with the energy we're giving, not just fasting and things that are long-lasting. The website is called patreon.com/pranicpath, with multiple books just like this for your reading pleasure, multiple audios and visuals for your viewing pleasure, and it is always a treasure. Once again, that website for you is called patreon.com/pranicpath, and it's there with a library of information. So much love. Thanks for sharing the vibration. Much love in the congregation. It's been amazing. The energy's raising. And may the breaths of your life and the breath of your life be the best of your life. My friend, this has been Jerome Shaw. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.